Yeah, good evening. we are ready to listen to whatever. Anyway, yeah, good evening. So I will start. Um, Now tonight I basically want to touch on maybe about three issues. Then I'll open the phone line, and we can discuss. Um, I'm feeling bad actually this evening. My mood is a little bit low. It's a little bit low. Uh, uh, I won't pretend. I feel bad by some of the arrests that have been done. I feel for the people that have been arrested. I have been in these cells. I'm telling you, getting arrested. Ndala, it's not easy. It doesn't matter how many times you have been arrested. It doesn't matter how many times you have been arrested. Going muscles, muscles te musuma, guys. Muscles te musuma. Shami be penoku mi be pachani yo. What? Muscles te musuma. Especially some of you people who are used to click a good life. So tamwa chula po. Fwe wamwe fwe tuwali chula. So tawakwa tuwali pikwako. I mean, they will tell you, people that have arrested me, police that have taken me Maseozi, they will tell you that, I'm not one of those people that gets scared or is moved by, being taken Maseozi. Because, I've gone through a lot, You will never see me achanati, yo, tayari, shanshani, alwala, what, nothing that. Fenga tuingira muscles turakosa. But some of these people, ndala, yeah, I'm feeling for some of these people really. I don't know if I should be mentioning names. I don't know, but I'm feeling sorry for some of these people. Really, I'm feeling sorry for some of these people because I know that they are suffering. I know that they are suffering. Especially at Ishani, Westwood. Kule watu given Lubinda. Westwood, it's the West cell. I don't know. I mean, I've never gone round Mozambique, but among the so many cells that I went, that I've gone into, Westwood is a very bad cell. So, yeah, nde ingine ambao mdala wa given Lubinda, really, yeah, ish, just to, yes, my wife. You're calling me? No, I was just checking up on you. Westwood hivi. Westwood hivi sana. Westwood. Westwood hivi, guys. Westwood hivi. Ila Baumoro, abantu wanapali Baumoro. Baumoro is not bad. Baumoro is not bad. Just small, whatever, but Westwood is very bad. It's a very bad cell. Chilenje, yeah, because of the junkies and whatever. So, my brother Emmanuel Mwamba, yeah, he's inside. Emmanuel Mwamba is at Chilenje. But given Lubinda is at Westwood. Westwood, for some of you that may not know, it's along Mumbwa Road. When you're going to Mumbwa, it's about 30-35 k's, I think, to Westwood. It's like a bad cell. Then Emmanuel Mwamba is at Chilenje police station. Chilenje, it's just one of those cells. Just that, yeah, Mulawama junkie. Then Nakachinda is at Emmarsdale police. Now, and this is where I start. And please allow me to just flow. Nami papata. Allow me to just flow. Let me just express my thoughts. The first thing that I want to say is that My brothers, especially those of us who are in opposition, and those who are in PF, please, let us recognize one thing. Let us recognize that we are not in a liberation struggle. We are not in a liberation struggle. In a liberation struggle, that is where people can afford to do certain things which are unlawful in fighting for liberation. During liberation, I mean, it's like the law is a kind of suspended. People do demonstrations, vandalism. There is anarchy. It's like you are defying the status quo. You are defying the status quo. When you are fighting for liberation, you are fighting against the status quo. You are fighting against the state. In a liberation, you are sort of like, you want to make it impossible for those that are for the state to operate. That is in a liberation. In a liberation, people rise against the state and make the state find it difficult to operate. That is a liberation struggle. And almost everyone is part of the struggle. Is part of the struggle. You could even be in different political parties or different ideologies, but everybody, rises up and make it difficult for the state, because that state is an oppressive state. That state is rejected by the people. That is a liberation struggle. It is different when you have a state and you have the opposition, as we have. It's a very different scenario. Now, Papa, you listen to me very well. A liberation struggle, yes, people come together and they fight the state. They fight the state. They want to make it impossible for the state, such that those who are there, they say, okay, let's give them what they want. Let's give them what they want. But this one, we have a democratic state. We have a democratic state, and a democratic state, a plural democracy for that matter, there are those that are elected to lead the government, and those that are opposing. And this status is different from a liberation struggle. In a plural democracy, you are supposed to be engaging, offering checks and balances, is to, give your point of views. Give your point of views. Point out the mistakes. That is what is there. So there is a difference. Now, there is a tendency that is somehow trying to crop in, whereby people want to do whatever they want to do in the name of saying you are the opposition. No, it is wrong. It is wrong. The state as we have is a state that we have elected ourselves. We are not rebelling against the state. The state which we have now is a state which we have recognized ourselves to say, this is how we want to rule ourselves. The people that are there, they have been elected by us. They have been elected by us. So there is a difference with those that are imposed on the people. These ones, the ones who are in power now, they have been elected by the people. They have been elected by the people. So there is no way you are going to rise against them. There is no way you are going to rise against them. If you do that, you are breaking the law. You are going against the will of the people. There is a difference here. So, I'm simply appealing to my brothers and sisters, those of you that are in opposition, those of us who are in opposition, that can we try to engage soberly? Can we try to engage soberly? This issue of trying to dare the government, kind of trying to, tit for tat with government, it will not help us. It will not help us, I can assure you. We are not in a liberation struggle. It will not help us. And I can assure you that the few of us that may try to be difficult, that may try to kind of sabotage the government, we will end up, being locked up, and the people will not stand with us. Because many times I've warned against this issue of saying the people. Believe you me, if the people are really upset, they are against the state, they would not allow a few individuals to be arrested. It will not just be possible. But by the fact that you can be arrested and thrown in cells, and people continue going about their business, just know that no, this is not the time. This is not the time. Because we like to say the people. I mean, even me here used to encourage me. Hey, Dad, yeah, do this. Hey, whoa. We are with you. Next time they will come to that house, we will come. Next time they will what? Wala mdala, wala. How many of you came even in Kuma sales? What was happening? I was inside. People were still enjoying themselves. Chicago's was still open. They never closed. Granddaddy's was still opening. All the Tuma pubs, even in my compound, they were still operating. Even now, you drive out, you will find people drinking. But my elder brother, given Rubinda, is inside. Vanaka Chinda, the Secretary General of PF, me, I still recognize this other one, is inside. Everything is going on. My brother Emmanuel Mwamba is inside. People are still watching here. They are here. So be careful, really. And this is, I'm saying this for the benefit, especially of the young ones. For the benefit of the young ones, I'm really appealing to you that be very careful with how you express your frustrations. I am not saying that everything is okay. No, there are things which are not okay, which we need to address. That is for sure. I want to repeat that. I am not in any way saying that everything is okay in this country. No. There are issues that we need to address. What I'm talking about is that how do we address those issues? Let us not, take it as if the state that is there has been rejected by the people. No. We must recognize that the state that is there, the people that are there, were elected by the people. Elected by the people. We have a democracy. Let us remember that. Let us have it in mind. When you look at Hakainde Hichilema, you may not like him. You may not have voted for him. But when you look at him, you must recognize that that guy, and I don't mean to disrespect him, but I'm just trying to be informal. That guy was elected. He was elected. He is there. And he contested an election where even President Edgar Chagwa Lungu also contested. President Edgar Chagwa Lungu lost an election to Hakainde Hichilema. He lost. President Edgar Chagwa Lungu lost an election to President Hakainde Hichilema. That is the status quo. That is the starting point. Now, if that is the starting point, why do you want to behave as if Edgar Chagwa Lungu is the Republican president? That time is gone. Edgar Lungu is no longer the Republican president. So there are some of you who are getting excited. No, Edgar Lungu, Balemtina Edgar Lungu, hey, they are fearing him. Hey, what? And you sort of like want to fight so much for Edgar Lungu. I was there. I did it. I started it. I can tell you, You can fight all you want. You can do whatever you want. But Edgar Lungu himself, he doesn't have the capacity. He doesn't have the capacity to fight. It is okay for Edgar Lungu to be in opposition. I've got no problem. If anything, I would want him to be in opposition. I would want him to contribute, to offering checks and balances. I would want him. So don't say, no, Edgar Lungu, you talk about Edgar Lungu. Stop talking about Edgar Lungu. What? Me, I would want Edgar Lungu to be in opposition. I would want Edgar Lungu to be in opposition. However, I am cautioning those of you who want to behave as if Edgar Lungu is in power. Edgar Lungu is not in power, number one. And then number two, the issue is that Edgar Lungu, he doesn't have the capacity to fight. He doesn't have the capacity to fight. Edgar Lungu doesn't have the capacity to fight. It is not that I hate him, no. It is just the fact. Edgar Lungu doesn't have the capacity. It is not in his blood to fight. It is not in blood. You can push him all you want. Edgar Lungu, it is not in his blood to fight. Edgar Lungu was not made, to fight. God creates us differently. There can only be one Chirufatayari. The way I am, the way I come out, God created me like that. Vasata, God created him like that. HH, God created him like that. By Edgar Lungu, God created him like that. Umutengo wawunga, we will not make Edgar Lungu a fighter. No. It will not make him a fighter. So you can hope and wait as much as you want. But Edgar Lungu is not a fighter. He's not a fighter. He was president. He didn't fight for presidency. He didn't fight for presidency. Na kumulungush rock. Vale vasenda fye. He was being driven by Willing Sanda. I remember very well, and I was looking. Willing Sanda would pick him, put him in a GX, drives off. Then to Alawera. What? Even Noki Nyoku Woko. Avantwale Punda. Somebody had to tell Walungu to say, you can watch the video. If those of you go to the archives, go and check the video. When people lifted hands and said, Edgar Lungu, and the later Tutu Anguluva, said, Edgar Lungu has won. But Edgar Lungu didn't lift his hand. Somebody had to lift his hand. I can't remember who it was. It was just given to him. 2016, it was just given to him. That is even why in 2021 he lost. That is why even in 2021 he lost. But now, Hakainde Hichilema is in power. Number one, we have to recognize that Hakainde Hichilema, he was elected. Whether you didn't vote for him, you voted for him, he was elected. He's the Republican president. And yes, we have the opposition and Edgar Lungu and everything, they have to. But, to get power, it is not easy. Especially when somebody has suffered so many years to become president. And he has just started the term, one term to remove him. It is not easy. It is not easy. And if it is not easy, can you expect Edgar Lungu to upset the status quo? It can't happen like that. It can't happen. I know, I see. Papage Pawala poster. God will do this. God. No. Lesa. Tapera minwe. Apalamika fie. You need to fight. You need to fight. Lesa tawombe fiam dala. Nama miracles tawombe. Vitekwa tina wikala. Munganda na wikala. Pa. Ati yo. Vese waku vikepo fia. 30 fichitike. So mwewale tolauka shan. It won't happen. I can assure you, it will not happen. It will not happen democratically. Unless you use other means which are not democratic. But if you use democratic processes, there is no way Edgar Lungu can. And even other means, Edgar Lungu was left power kuri basata bafwa, Edgar Lungu relinquished power. So even if some people come, they get power and then they say Edgar Lungu ikalapo, Edgar Lungu cannot sustain that kind of power. He can't. He can't, he can't. So forget about Edgar Lungu. Forget about it. You are fighting for Edgar Lungu. I'm telling you, forget that. Don't get into trouble. In other ways, I'm saying don't get into trouble for Edgar Lungu, because if you get into trouble for Edgar Lungu himself cannot fight. Edgar Lungu will not help you. He will not help you. He will not. So na papa tine, especially to you young people who are poor, I am saying, nami papa, don't get into trouble. Don't get into trouble. Even you, some of you PF senior members, be very careful. Be very careful when you start, go on social media, or when you are talking and whatever. Be very careful. Be very careful. I have been there myself. I have been there. And that is why today I say, even if by Edgar Lungu, has a chance of being per ballot, I cannot vote for him. Because he's too weak. And this is not an insult. Lungu is too weak. He's too weak. That is why he lost power in 2021. He was not in control of government. That is why we had cadres taking over. Because he was not in charge of government. He was not in charge of government. And yes, you are talking about challenges here and there. I can tell you, I don't think Lungu has a clue on how he can turn around the economy. I don't think, tell me, even in the 7 years that he was in power, tell me, when did you hear Edgar Lungu articulating issues on how he was going to turn around the economy? He was president because, there is a government system. It was not him really so much doing this and that and that. No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. Even the infrastructure that you talk about, no, Amarodzi, if you pataland, whatever, that was a vision of Sata. That was a vision of Sata. It is Sata who left those things in motion. When Lungu was coming in, the L400 was already in process. The L whatever at 800 was already in process. These infrastructure, they were already in process. Schools, they had already started building. So it was not Edgar Lungu. What did Edgar Lungu? What policy did Edgar Lungu, which you can attribute to say, this is the policy of Edgar Lungu? Which one? Because everything that you talk about, this infrastructure, they were Sata's brainchild. They were Sata's brainchild. So, for me to say, no, if intuna fibipa, to weshe Lungu, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? He can't articulate any policy. What policy can you really say? This was a policy of Edgar Lungu. Tell me, Narai Surama Foniapa, you tell me to say, this was a brainchild of Lungu. Tell me. Because the infrastructure that you boast about was Vasata. The infrastructure is Sata's legacy. It is not Edgar Lungu's legacy. Tell me, you tell me, you call here and tell me to say this. I give it to him. He was leading, yes. But really, in terms of bringing issues to say this, where we are, we need somebody with a character. We need somebody with a character. And this is where I'm saying, HH, for the troubles that we are going through, we need HH. We need it because he has got a character. He has got a character. That is you can't run away from that. He has got a character. Even when the first time that HH spoke to EU, we were busy debating. Hey, he was reading. No, he was not reading, and whatever. Why? It is because of a character. Whether he was reading or not, but he's a person that when he stands up, he commands some authority. And you need a person like that. We need a person like that. Of course, the policies being implemented, it's not that I agree with them, all of them. I don't agree with all of them. But at least, from that point of view, you need somebody with a character. That is the first thing. Edgar Lungu doesn't have a character. He doesn't have. He cannot fight to become president. He cannot fight for this country. Tell me, where did Edgar Lungu fight for this country? To say, I did not been for Edgar Lungu, this wouldn't have achieved. Tell me, where did Edgar Lungu go and stood up and spoke with authority? Tell me, where did Edgar Lungu stand up? But zona wakateka hapa. Tell me where. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. But at this point, we need somebody that can stand up with the authority, somebody that can project his voice, somebody that can articulate his voice, even if because it's not that all the time I agree with Aka in the Ichirem. I don't. I will not lie. Sometimes what he stands up is saying, and I'm looking to say, what is this guy saying really? But you look, he has got the confidence. Yeah? Like I told you last time. Mdala, what? He goes to my compound, having a rally. What was he saying? Really? What was that guy in the Ichirema saying? What did he say? He said nothing. He said nothing. But he had the courage to face the people with a mic and talk to the people. That is character, Mdara. That is character. You don't find that in Edgar Lungu. You won't find it. You won't find it. So at this point in time, we need a character. Zambia was too latent for a long time. You know? Punch yes, president. Vayoku. But tell me, Lungu minine valanda. Abantu bamonati yo. Abasungu balamutasha echechi. Balamutasha. Why Mdala? It is just because of confidence akwata. Echechi alikwata the confidence akwata. You will really think to say, okay, but really sometimes when you really analyze what he's saying, sense. But alikwata confidence Mdala. Abasungu balatota bali mupero muchinshi. They have given him that respect. Because of his character. We need that character. Lungu tawaikuete yo character. So nangumulanda shan wunga what cooking oil, fuel, whatever. Lungu tetivese wa solve ama problems. Tetivese wa solve how? Bala solve la pesa. Lungu kupangafe one sentence veso. One sentence. Wafia. Now to deliver a message akwatu wachita convince abantu. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. Where we are, it's not easy. It's not easy. So take wapata wa Lungu, take watukande watuka. Ndela ndafe is clever. It's not that he's not clever. He's clever. How did he become a lawyer? And at one point he became a very good, lawyer and whatever. He's okay. But in the background, not leading. And that is why, from my point of view, what Lungu should do, especially that he's the former head of state, he can do very well to be the head of state, to be a statesman. To be a statesman, to be sent. Kuna nikane kuma elections, kuma negotiations, shani. That one he can do very well. He can do very well. That is what we need. That is what we need for Edgar Lungu for. Not at yo, babwele wese wateke chana. I have to pick this one. Hello? Good evening, Bishop. Yes. Thank you. engage. Okay. No, thank you very much. I think first of all, I would want to have just a one-on-one with him, and and then we can bring it out. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm truly grateful. I'm truly grateful, and if you can send a message even now to him to say I've spoken to Tayali and he's saying thank you very much, I would really be grateful. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, bye. Yeah. Sorry, I had to take that. I mean, there are certain calls that you can't just miss. Yeah. So yeah. So he can do better there other than being in front. He can do better there other than being in front. But Edgar Lungu, and I know he knows, deep down himself, I know he knows even himself that really he can't handle the pressure, number one, of being in opposition, and later on even coming back and handle the economic challenges that we are having. I don't think, truth be told, Nabawela politics, Nabawela is back in politics. I am challenging anyone to have an interview with Edgar Lungu and ask him to say, what is your plan in terms of sorting out the economic challenges that we are going through? I can assure you, I can bet my wife, I can even tell you that. I can bet my wife over that to say, ask Lungu, engage him. What can you do? How are you going to change, the status quo? How are you going to reduce the minimum prices? How are you going to reduce fuel prices? How are you going to reduce electricity prices? How are you going to reduce fertilizer prices? Lungu wakayifumiefe no nkachitefi. Tell me. I can tell you that, I can bet you that Mwaba take Lungu papa an interview and engage him, ask him these questions. He can never, I don't think he can give you any tangible solutions. And one thing is to say, but later on is to implement that. Because even Akainde HDM is struggling with that. He spoke about IMF, but look how they struggled to finally get a deal. They struggled back and forth. Akainde HDM had to run around for him to succeed to be where they are, to get that debt restructuring. Amate yali kamine mkanwa HH. Yali kamine. His mouth went dry to convince the partners to agree to that debt restructuring. It didn't come cheap. It was not Msokotwane just talking. HH was in the forefront. He had to talk. Do you think Edgar Lungu can manage those negotiations? He can't. So let us be real. Don't be naive. I know things are not going as we thought. But let us be real. We shouldn't take ourselves backwards. If we have to change HH, let us put somebody that is better than HH. Not a person that is 25% HH. No, it can't work. We are taking back our country. We are taking our country backwards. If you fishing kanangu fe mumpate sanjani mulande fishing ka fe mdala fishing ka kuba fe real fe so. You look at Edgar Lungu, you would agree with me. Where did Edgar Lungu engage in any negotiations? Where? To change the economy, where? Teti fiwombe, teti. If there were elections today, I would rather vote for HH. Where we are, I would rather vote for HH. Because yes, nanguna fishupa, at least, uyumdala, confidence, he can fight a little bit. He can fight. He can fight. And the other thing is that HH is in control of this country. HH is in control of this country. The ministers are scared of HH. Eh? The ministers are scared of HH. People in government are scared of HH. Cadres are scared of HH. That's why he has managed to say, he said the word. No cadarism, don't beat whatever. It has stood. It has stood. Now it is normal for people to wear a party t-shirt anywhere without even, no one bothers about it. How did that come? It is leadership. It is leadership. He said and it happened. He said and it happened. The things that you say, no, this, but the president said this, but they are doing this. No, it is because HH has agreed. Where HH has said no, it will not happen. I can assure you. When you see some of these things happening, some of you like to say, no, but the president, it's not the president. If HH puts his foot down to say, this, I don't want, it will not happen. I can assure you that. It will not happen. If anything, we have a risk this time around where people are failing to operate because they are always looking at the president. Because, that is also not very good. You need a situation where people can make certain decisions. But in this government, people are scared to make decisions without the approval of the president. Which again is not very good. You need to balance it up. People must fear you, but at the same time, they must not feel constrained to make decisions. They must be able to make decisions as well. So, HH is in control of this country. That's why the country is looking as it is. This country is intact. This country is intact. This country is intact. And that is why, even those of you who are thinking that you can agitate for civil appraisal, there are some of you who think that you can cause some civil appraisal in Zambia at this point in time. You can't. You can't. HH has put his foot down. He has put his foot down and the people can feel him. They can feel that there is a president. But some of you, because you are politically drunk, because you think that it is not possible that we can lose power, you still think that you have got power. You think you can, organize cadres and what. You can't. You can't. And, with the police, that Yui man is doing a good job. That Yui is doing a good job. Yui, he has put the police, on the right trajectory. The system is working. The system of the police is working. This is a fact. Some of us who have dealt with the police, I went as far as Lukulu. You can feel the command. You can feel that, there are people, there is a command up there and instructions are flowing up to Lukulu. You are in Lukulu, but you can feel that people are following instructions. You like to say, they are just following instructions. They are just following instructions. For those instructions to be obeyed, it means there is leadership. There is leadership. I really commend I don't know much about this IG. But for me, I don't know much about the new IG. I can't say much. But I can say that the police right now, there is command. We don't have the situation that we had in PF. In PF, we had too many clusters of Wakapokola Pa, Tuma groupings. Now, there is command. And that is good for the country. That is good for the country. And I'm saying this, that be careful for some of you who think that you can organize Tuma group here and what. No, there can be an appraisal. It's not going to happen. We are going to 2026. We know. We will go to 2026. The best that we can do is to campaign nicely, such that you don't get into trouble. It is possible. It is very possible. Kukwato mutwe waba walole shaping to feel understand how are things moving. How can I navigate the current political landscape? How can I navigate it? I've changed the gear. I've changed my gears. I've changed my gears. I'm moving in a direction that I feel this is okay. That is why I'm even here, coming here, talking. Mumutararira ndenu inapona na Pepsi. Kuchinja ma gears mndara. You look around. Not imwe chaya. Where you are daring the government, you are daring the government. And some of you who are daring the government, they say, you who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Some of you who are coming to dare government, you have got issues. You have got issues. Me, I've never been in government. Hello, in Shiva. In Shiva, never feel mushani na wadi. Chapwa. Ukubabu mushani na wadi. It is not a crime. I don't force anyone to say, I don't. Mushani na wadi is not a crime. You can call me mushani na wadi as much as you want. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. But some of you, you have got issues. You have issues, some of you. So I don't understand when some of you start daring the president, start daring the state, start daring the Bakapokola. Anyway, you are daring Bakapokola, you have issues. You have got issues. And we want to use, being a politician, it is like you are immune to prosecution. It's like you are immune, you can do whatever you want. It is like an insurance. Being a politician in Zambia, we want to take it like it's an insurance to do wrong things. Come on, wrong things are wrong things. Wrong things are wrong things. Wrong things are wrong things. No matter how much you can play victim as a politician, but the facts, especially when you go to court, they will be different. Some of these cases, I have pointed out to some of these cases. Some of these cases, it doesn't matter what your status is. Some of these cases, the facts are overwhelming. So much as you may want to say, no, I'm being victimized because I'm a politician. But when you look at the facts, some of these cases, some of these cases, they're straightforward. They are open and shut. They come to court, it's open and shut. But you are busy daring the government. When they arrest you, you want to plead like, no, you are a politician. No, Mdala. Let's look at the facts. And you Zambians, you should look at the facts. Let us separate politics from crimes. Let us separate. Yes, there are cases that are political. There are cases that are political. Like my cases are all political. My cases are all political. Ama cases, and they are political. They arise from me talking, shan. But some of these people, who want to jump around, some of these cases, I am sorry, I'm not trying to prosecute anyone. But look, like today, 3 people have been arrested. And there are different cases. Of these cases, yes, some of them you can say really they are political. But some cases, you can say, this one. I'm sorry, for example, the issue of, we know in this country, we know you can't have 2 passports. How can one person have 2 passports? How can one person have 2 passports? How can a person who is not a diplomat have a diplomatic passport? How? How? Honestly, if they nab you, you have got 2 passports, because even me, they followed me. When they came to Livingstone, those people who came to Livingstone, they thought I had a diplomatic passport. But in Mdara, and I am very careful with the things that I do. Because I know when you are a politician, you need to be above board. Don't give, your opponents an opportunity. I try to be very careful. I try to be very careful. and I try to make sure that, you know, everything is in order. Everything is in order. And so when you stand out, you are there in government, you are there in the president. Hey, what? Hey, uyuwaka indo you. Hey, uyuwaka indo you. Hey, he's a commander-in-chief, Baba. He's a commander-in-chief. Eh? He's a commander-in-chief. He salutes to that man. He has sworn to defend that man. Eh? And you are busy inside. Hey, hello? Be very careful with some of these things. So I mean, on that one, I'm basically saying that he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Before you come out in public to start daring the police, to start daring the government, come with clean hands. Be very careful. Be very careful. Otherwise, if you have that fiala kuchinjish, that otherwise fiala kuchinjish. If what are random that, otherwise fiala kuchinjish. So to someone ule mwana kwa tino study pa social media. Ngana vikaka camera so uliweka ule mwana kwa tino study. Mailo vaisa kuimia chawe. Ilona nikane wale enu idea. Pepsi ya kuiba. Ubuteko temwa kwangalira komdala. Na Pepsi yo ishtrebo we mwini. You bought your own Pepsi. Tisa kupanga tawe. Kwali Pepsi yo vaivile muna nikane. Muma shopu kumaziopa. There is a shop they broke and they stole Pepsi, and we saw you drinking Pepsi on social media. It was stolen. Mdala waingira. So be very careful. Be very careful, Mdala. Kwiza kuimisha pali Pepsi so. By the time ule amfua receipt, takwete na receipt. Hata hawe ni ine. Pepsi va ivile mmaziopa. Ya black ine ya black yo wareno. So this is the one. Bakuingisha, bakutola. Let us be very careful. Let us be very careful. Let us try to be humble. I posted earlier on that. Let us try to be humble. I think we are trying to be too arrogant with this government. We are trying to be too arrogant. Please, let us be humble. Na papata. Let us be humble. We can drive our points, but let us not be arrogant. Let us not be demeaning to those who are in government. Let us not insult those who are in government. Ngawaku konga panga ndero ambo kuikomena nomba. Ule ikomena. Hey, they are here. They are here. Ule ya social media mdala. Baku imya. Baku longa maseozi. Walwala. Come on. I want to be permitted. No. Conduct yourself. We have to. I'm not saying we shouldn't do politics. We should do politics. We should criticize the Haka in the Ichlema. Let us criticize him where things are wrong. Let us tell him that no, you are giving these tax holidays that you have given to the mines. It's not right. We need that money. Revise those tax regime. Let us tell him that. Let us tell him that no, fertilizer, make sure that it reaches the people. Let us tell him that no, we don't want corruption. Make sure that, the purchase of fertilizer, there is no corruption. Let us talk about, let's make sure, let's talk to Sylvia Masewo. Let's tell Sylvia Masewo that there are no medicine in hospitals. Make sure you fill up the medicines. At least they have stocked up. But there are these issues that they are talking. Let us bring these issues which will even benefit people. Not where you start just insulting people, demeaning people. For what? For what? Ngawaku konkati yo, this government, what. Come on, bantu fena then. And they are in power, they are in charge. They are in control now. That is a fact. They are in charge. And where you see that you are wrong, don't bring politics in front. Where you see that you are wrong, reduce yourself. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. Engage those that you have to engage. Engage. This phone call that you have seen me receiving, it is a phone call because I'm talking to somebody that I'm trying to, ask for forgiveness. I'm asking for forgiveness. I will bring out some of these issues because you don't just come up to say, no, I've asked for forgiveness from this person before you engage them. When I went to Chief Mukuni, first of all, I had to engage with Chief Mukuni. I spoke with Chief Mukuni. By the time I was bringing it out to the public, he had forgiven me. Because you don't want to, put people under pressure. You come on social media, hey, no, I want this person to forgive me. Then you go to the person, then the person fails to express themselves. So humble yourself where you see that things are wrong. Humble yourself. Try to negotiate. That is what I'm doing. And some of you are saying, no, hey, now what? No, Mdala. I'm just using wisdom. Me, I'm using wisdom. That's what I'm doing. I have no money, even here. I have no money. I don't have the party. No one. I've just used my wisdom. And of course, listening from people. People have been talking to me. And I've heed to their advice. Tayari tone down. Tayari, do politics differently. And I've heed to their advice. And that's basically what I'm doing. That's basically what I'm doing. It's not that Waka Inde has given me money. No, he hasn't. I've just changed. Why can't you do the same? Why are you always, whoa, but you complain when they follow you? You complain. Why are you complaining? Nganiwa was starting. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Nganiwa was starting. If you are warikosa mkatina kunse, tautina wakapokola whatever, ngabaku ikata. Don't complain. Don't ask for people's sympathy. Don't. Kaili walipela. Nuobo komando walikosa. So why are you complaining? Why are you asking for people's sympathy? Ndima seozi, vansunga sana, what? Walipela walikosa. Inengandela, and that's what those things when I was talking. I knew that there are consequences. And when the consequences came, I used to brave up and go myself. Na yaikala. Ichalen sakamika, vana kuno kunganda, na wakashi. Echalen sakamika. Because for them, they cannot handle it. And some people have spoken to me to say, yes, you can be strong yourself. But think about your wife. Think about your children. No mba imofen. Even when we nefeta wakosa. You are not even thinking about your children. Just yourself. You are a sorry sighting awakwikata. Why do you come and dare government? Why do you dare the police? Why? Why can't you just sober up? Who is stopping you from offering checks and balances? There is one kapokola there. There is one kapokola there. He called me. He sat me down. He told me, no, we are not stopping you from offering checks and balances. We are not stopping you from doing your politics. You can do your politics. But do it with respect. He told me. And I said, no, that is, you are a police officer. But what you have said makes sense. Makes sense. At Force Headquarters, I said, no, what you have said makes sense. And I turned around. That's basically what I've done. It's not about money. Because some of you, no. It's about, changing, analyzing what you're doing, and doing something different. We can develop this country if we can engage properly. Even these issues, these issues, I have said it. That, going punch for punch with Vaneri Muti is not the right way. Going punch for punch with Vaneri Muti is not the right way. Vaneri Muti is the speaker. And she has got powers enshrined in the standing orders. And our constitution, of course. So, trying to, come on, you are on a disadvantage here. You're on a disadvantage. You do much more if you can engage with Vaneri Muti on a level, in a more respectable manner, in a cordial manner. You can gain than punch for punch. Hey, Shan, hey, you are Vaneri Muti. Hey, what? It will not help. It will not help. Some of you, you are on suspension. You will get back. Many Muti can still suspend you again. She can still suspend you again. She can even suspend you for wearing a nice jacket. This jacket is not nice. Where did you buy it? Suspension yaingi. By the time umukala kuma koti 2026 na ifika, what would you have done for the people that voted for you? Because one thing that you also like this thing of going to court. I've told you, political matters, they are not supposed to be fought in court. Political matters should not be locked up in court. Political matters, fight them in the public there. Fight them in the public. Fight them using strategy. That is how you win political power. It is not taking makot. Ama judges, the job of judges, it is not to give politicians power. No. The people that who give powers is the electorates. The electorates out there, they are the ones who give us power, not judges. Judges, we are the ones that give powers to the judges. You don't know that. We are the ones, the politicians, we are the ones who give powers to the judges. Somebody will say the constitution. Who makes the constitution? Who makes the constitution? Who changes the constitution? Isn't it the politicians? Security of tenure. How many people have you seen have been hounded out of their offices with the security of tenure? Politics precedes the laws, I can tell you that. It is us politicians who give powers to judges, not vice versa. Now you people, you think, hey, you can go to court. Judges will not give you power as a politician. It is people that will give you power. Go to the people. Mao Sampa, you are wasting your time fighting Mao Sampa Makoti. You are wasting time. Fight Mao Sampa with the people. Let people reject Mao Sampa such that Mao Sampa will fail to walk in the streets. That is how you're supposed to fight Mao Sampa. That is how you're supposed to fight Mao Sampa. No, listy, whatever. Who cares about that list? Who cares about that list? Who cares about that list? The list is out. We have it, all of us. Hey, Edgar Lungu is still president. What? Mwabanama errors umomwi. Mwabanama errors. And where are we now? The status quo remains. Abo bachavinga bachwana mu office le bale samono kusam. Ni ba leader of opposition. I'm telling you, the constitution, yes, we make the constitution, but I can assure you, politics precedes the constitution. Politicians, where they don't like it, they can even change the constitution to fit what they want. So, politics precedes the constitution. Go to the people, do the politics, and everything will go in the right way. But the moment you think that, no, you can be playing around in court, whatever, which judge wants to bend his fingers or her fingers? Which judge? When a judge even knows that, which judge? Which judge? Where? Even in America, look at America. Donald Trump alimuchive. Uko kwa America, Donald Trump alimuchive. Kwa America alimuchive Donald Trump. But Donald Trump is clever. He's attending courts, but he's also keeping up the fire burning politically. He's keeping the fire burning politically. Politically, he's really pushing it. He knows what will save him from those cases. It is the politics. If Donald Trump bounces back, becomes president, all those cases will just evaporate. Donald Trump knows. He's highly investing in his politics. He doesn't care what is happening in court. Kuma court alea. But he is busy investing in politics. He's busy investing in politics. No, hey, we are going to court. Hey, we are going to court. We are going to court. By the time the judgment will come, some of these cases, judgment will come after 2026. Because a judge who doesn't want to compromise himself or herself, all he will do is to sit on the judgment. He will not deliver judgment. Why should a judge risk his life or her life for PF? Why? Why should a judge risk Iona Wile, power? And some of you are not even good to them. Some of these people, you are not even good to them. Aka in the Ichilemaisa, he has even made them better. No, we are going to court. We are going to court. And this judge is just going to be foolish to give you a judgment to embarrass the speaker, to embarrass the president. I mean, be realistic, Be realistic. Be realistic. Namukolone fiale chitike vivintu. Somebody, one of my senior citizens just sent me a text before I started this, that at one point they were running a publication which was deemed illegal, and they were arrested. And one of the magistrates, a Muzungu, this is in the 70s, 1971, a Muzungu magistrate acquitted them. And the state was not happy. They appealed against the judgment. When they appealed against the judgment, that magistrate was transferred. He was transferred, he was frustrated, and he had to go. He had to go. And these are realities. Yes, the judiciary is independent, but there are certain things, especially which are political. They are very difficult, even for our magistrates. They are very difficult. That's why you see some of us, asking for forgiveness, changing our stance, because we know that those cases, political cases, are difficult even for the magistrates. They are difficult. Even for the judges, they are difficult. This is a fact. So instead of me putting this magistrate, in an awkward situation, a very difficult situation, where he or she must acquit me and tomorrow have trouble, I would rather settle that case. I settle the case outside court, so that that magistrate can now look at the issues of criminality, defilement, and so on and so forth. Those clear cases. Political cases are very difficult. They are very difficult. I don't understand some of you politicians who insist so much, no, let's go to court, let's go to court, let's go to court. You are putting the magistrates, the judges, in difficult situations to judge between Iwe, Wekapusu, Suchirufetayari, and the entire state. Yes, these things, yes, ideally, we're supposed to have that separation of powers, checking of each other's powers and abuses, ideally. But let's face it, on the ground, practically, people have challenges. You have the state fully invested in this matter, and you are on the other side. You are an opposition that is busy fighting with the state, and you think that, things will go your way. Don't put them politics moving to feel straightforward. You just say like that case, Pariwa case more, which I always pray, I wish God can come down and help people to see. Lungu, na papata. Some of these cases, I can assure you, some of these cases, Lungu, some of these cases, I pray. Sometimes you would even sacrifice even a 10 million kwacha. Even a 10 million kwacha to go and give somebody to say, no, you know what? I mean, let's sort out this matter. Get a 10 million kwacha. Get a 10 million kwacha so that, you know, we sort out these things. Some of these cases, you are better off you humble yourself. You humble yourself. There is too much. Zambia. I'm saying this because very soon, some of us politicians with some of these cases will start going kuma jail. Though in Asia, go jail. I'm negotiating my cases. I've been asking for forgiveness and whatever. And she so when you see whatever, I'm saying it. I have recognized. You know, when you have recognized that you are wrong, and you ask for, and tomorrow you hear, no, this, you must know. I'm telling you, Pawelu here, I have been pleading for some of my cases to say, please, na papa tambereni koruse. Naliwesha panshi. Naliwesha panshi. Although sometimes. So, if you want, I'm just giving my point of view. Ichalo kuichefya. Humble yourselves. Let us do politics properly. Don't, sacrifice yourself for Lungu at whatever. Lungu doesn't have a character to fight for himself. We can fight for him, but he also has to fight. Moneni abantu bawo, bali masels. Lungu walizi. He came and announced, I've come back into politics. He has not even made one statement. One statement. Nothing. Nothing. So how do you expect such a person to win an election over Hakainde Hichilema? It is very difficult. And then, on the other hand, even the plan, you're talking about, economic challenges. What plan does Lungu have to sort out the economic challenges? I don't think there is anything that we can talk about. So be very careful. Be very careful. If you have to choose, look around which leader can you follow. Lungu, and be careful, those of you who are in the political whatever. He who comes with equity, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Some of you have got so many issues behind you, and you are busy trying to challenge the government. When they follow you, you are in trouble. Politics is not an insurance for doing wrong things. When you are wrong, you are wrong. Don't bring in politics. And you Zambians don't just take it to say all politicians who are arrested because, they are politicians. No. When you have done something wrong, you have done something wrong. But, when we do something wrong, we can also ask for forgiveness. We can also ask for understanding. Those people who are in government or Wakapokola, they are also human beings. Including the DPP is also a human being. You can appeal to the DPP. You can appeal to the DPP. You can show remorse to the DPP. Please, DPP, na papa tamberera koruse, na rirufyanya. You can do that. It is possible. Let us be humble. Let us not, try to come out like, hey, whoa. Milo, you'll be jailed. You'll be jailed. And in some of these cases, I'm telling you, there are some politicians, I wish I could mention some of these cases, which I see are a danger. Some of these cases, we will see people being jailed. Very soon, people will start being jailed. Because some of these cases now, they are coming to their end. They are coming to their end. And as they come to their end, judgments will start coming out. Judgments will start coming out. And some of you start saying, no, it is dictatorship. No. When the facts are convincing, what should the court do? Even if you are a politician, they will jail you. I'm not saying in any way that we should not criticize this government. I'm not saying that. I will criticize the government. And as much as I'm asking for forgiveness, I will criticize the government where they are wrong. I will. But I will do it with respect. I will do it to appeal to their reason. I will do it to see my point of view. Not to make them upset. I will not do that. I think that is my message for tonight. Let me open phone lines so that Naimumulandeko. Let me open phone lines so that Naimumulandeko. The phone number that you are calling is 0763 73 Oh, sorry. 0763 302207. The number that you are calling is 0763 302207. Hello? Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm the first caller, just like last time. Yeah, I'm calling from Leicester, United Kingdom. Yeah, so I think I personally I can say that using the court naena, it's a right way. Of course, both politics and the court, because if they don't take the case court by PF, will be the first person to blame them. If they just use politics and Bafiro Kuina politically will be accusing them that why did you take it to court? So the way they are doing it, for me, I think it's right both politically and Utwala court. But what they should do politically, they should just up the game. But if I bit behind, but they should up the game politically, but they should take they should use both the court and politics.
Please don't call me direct. Don't call me direct. There are people that are calling me direct. It's only on WhatsApp. The number that I've given, you only call on WhatsApp. Please, WhatsApp only. If you call direct, I'll block.
Yeah, and then my second point is that if I was advising by UPND, I would advise them to dump the Mouse Sampas project because it's a very, very bad project. Tabeshi open, which is denting the image of the UPND government, because in UPND they are very amateur. They don't know how to do imingalato. So EKC quite all right. Maybe we winner now since my UPND they are in power, but kuntanshi Mouse and pass cases never speak bonse. I'm a cases yakabwell after by UPND from power, because now I'm on a cafe. Even somebody who has not been who has gone to school can see everybody. I'm a parimingala to and shirife more open. So I am a cases never nelivene. Bali tabakonkere procedure if we are conquer parliament.
Please speak for 2 minutes. Please, let's stick to 2 minutes. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I'm going to come first time call and they don't give research that you contribute.
Thank you.
No, the maximum and the Pariba ECO, to my understanding, from the Florida, let's Avantova understand the estimate ECO. Never the Avantova that you have not heard, you have not studied this past. You that favor always just follows him. No matter when they shape in 2016, you can't one people. I want people are not. So for you to underestimate that you want to see cloud puller, the situation is bad, but the Avanti is still trying to clean on him. So I think the president, he has seen that and he's not trying to underestimate him and say Akakamazi, he can't play Mingalato. He has surrounded himself with very smart people. Those people those are smart technocrats. And that's the only problem the president with. That's why it's messy. No more we can government is involved in this. Very state I think by president is lacking such people around him. They know how to do politics and they are very good technocrats. That's why this government has been scandal after scandal. And then you see a president by ECO, he has surrounded himself in as much as but he has understood maybe that's why he has surrounded himself with people like Avena Mundubi, Avena Makepi. Those people, they are very bad general.
Thank you. Thank you. 2 minutes, Thank you. Hello?
Hello, President Ali. How are you?
Fine, thank you. You have 2 minutes.
All right, thank you, sir. My contribution is I needed to understand the complaints that these guys are bringing on the PF guys based on the issue of that printout where they're saying it is hello.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Oh, we lost that caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Ted.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
Fine. Your number is very strange. Which country is this?
I'm in Saudi Arabia, sir.
Okay, Saudi Arabia. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Please, go ahead.
Yes, ndeva kulanda kupari ine program hii. I think FM register was 2015 sana. And to be honest with you, step I'm taking a step where umuntu after taking because you know abantu abanga bakuinisha kuma sales ngefini mwatsanda you got a family to look after. So it's high time yako bati mwachinja ngefini muchinjishe register ma politics we know ukuchiro kulatukana fence at the end of the day when you go ma sales abantu basha family lecture. So this is a very good move Mupangile. Thank you so much. Keep it up.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
No, not direct. Please don't call me direct. Use WhatsApp. Don't call me direct. Use WhatsApp. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please. Mkaema Bombay.
Ikile chika muzambie fi. Kira kati mwini yao. Walisha kule mwana kwati avina Zambia tabako atamano. Tegusu mawe. When we voted the UPND into government, we thought they will bring the change that you wanted. Yes, we have a politics or whatever you may put them. But get a judge minister. We sana no kupanga press briefing. We some internal issues party PF. They all with him as a minister. You know.
First, wait a minute. But Jack Mwimbu, in any church monapo we pass over Jack Mwimbu because we Jack Mwimbu from Ufweni.
I don't even support PF. I don't even support UPND. I'm just ordinary Zambian. And him, they all.
No, wait a minute.
Kupanga press briefing.
Okay, wait a minute. Njeveni, if you have Jack Mwimbu wachilanda, if you are Chiruvana, Njeveni.
He knows that whatever happened to the Registrar of Society, that woman was not good, and that is a fact.
What happened to that woman?
Someone after, listen, he produced that document under what's his court order.
Which? Mwamona, wafia. Nakana, umfweni. Inemfu abuchi. Awe na imwe, awe. No, look. I will not allow you to come on my program and mislead people. Nangu, it is your opinion. Speak your opinion, but speak the truth. I don't think I will be responsible. Ninji Karapano, and you are saying things which are not true. Atinkule kefati yo ni opinion yo. Awe. Jack Mwimbu. Tawachilanda pokwe wati. Jack Mwimbu wachita clarify. Ukwe wati there is no court order. Bachikana Jack Mwimbu, there is no court order. And surely I believe him. If you don't believe him, then I don't know. express it on another fora, not on my fora. Because as far as I'm concerned, Jack Mwimbu cleared, basically 3 important issues. Number 1, he cleared, he said, no, the person has not been fired yet. That is number 1. Number 2, he cleared to say there was no court order. There was no court order. What was there was a subpoena. And if there was a subpoena, those court documents, should have been submitted to court and not to be given to the opponent's lawyers. That is what Jack Mwimbu brought. And the third point, he doubted the number of issues. He raised a number of issues that are on that document. He raised a number of issues that are on that document. Of course, the issue of the year, I did explain. But there are some other issues that, we cannot run away from. The issue of the year for me, 2002, that one I understand. But there are other issues such as, the issue of the address of where Edgar Lungu used to stay. Then there is also another issue of that man who is saying, me, I've never been an office bearer of PF. We can't run away from this, and these are facts. So in as much as we want to criticize, let us be objective. Let us be objective. I don't think the minister was wrong to make that position to clarify on that position. I think he was in order, unless you just don't want to hear the truth. But if you don't want to hear the truth, please don't come and argue it on my forum. I can. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hello, is that Mr. Charlie?
Yes, please.
Monipe bueno karavesa.
How ndife wino mkwae?
Epo chiwamine batali, na musenda ya issue ya kwa timbulini gai. Mwadu papo kwa timbulini gai.
How is you for pwe?
Na mupeto muchano ba muri ba mbulinomba. Kai because na mushate my issues mukwete. Yali mukoti na atakana. If you look at the certain tabloid which showed that Bamembe, Batayali, Mwamba, Nabanani, Balubinda, espionage for whatever Vale Pera Zimbabwe. If they don't missing a wife. Aha,
now let me just on that issue, and I want to be very open here. On that issue, if you go and watch the video, we both did that interview, but we spoke different issues. We spoke different issues. Myself, my content was more on attack on Vanevas Mumba.
Yes.
My issue was more attack on Vanevas Mumba. And
no wonder.
Wait, let me finish. And this phone call that you heard me, if you were there, it is actually relating to Vanevas Mumba. I didn't want to bring it out.
Yes.
I am apologizing to Vanevas Mumba for bringing his name in dispute.
Nibumbuli ugonomba nishi.
Mkwai.
Kwa zanda tuwalitumpa. Echo mwale tuweba. Tuwalitumpa ifu.
Mwaitumpika vye. Mwaitumpika vye mwebeni. Mwitumpika vye. Mwitumpika. Mwitumpika.
Yes. Eno chaba. Watari mwali bomba pa mgodi. Bomba pa mgodi kuipela first we mwine. You think that abo chaba rushisho buntu ngabali imwe. Mulenga kimwenge ko mwabanga mwali survive.
Bali mikatapo imwe. Bali mikatapo imwe ni mwebani. Imwe baleranda. Imwe baleranda ni mwebani imwe. Mwebaleranda imwe ni mwebani. Ine nechiruva tayari. Imwe ufweni imwe. Iyo teka nyeni. Nakaria. Imwe ni mwebanani imwe. Who are you? Can you compare yourself to me? Who are you?
I'm trying to
No, who are you? Answer me. Who are you? Answer me. Who are you?
In terms of
who are you? Answer. Who are you?
In terms of what? She's a politician.
Then shut up. Don't challenge me. Don't shut up. Kabioko. Anyway, we saw Linga Nena in a way. Who are you? Kabiyani huko. Allah. Wirangala yo. Wisotse challenge ine iwe. Ala. Ati mbuli tawayishibikwa no kwishibikwa. Tawayishibikwa no kwishibikwa lo iso linga jana ine iwe. Alo kutumpa uko kwine. Allah. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, this is Mwinga from Colombo. I'm learning a lot from you, Mr. Tayari. Actually, conflict resolution, intelligence and wisdom, very important. So the way you are managing the issues, at some point I was getting what I said. Now, but Tayari, all these issues that are coming out, how is it going to get off the hook? And I'm surprised and very impressed. I'm really happy. I'm also learning how, sometimes these things, you just have to humble yourself and you don't lose anything. And want to see how you are going to manage all the way. This is a lesson, and you are setting a very good precedence going forward. We are learning from it, and many more people coming. When they watch how you are talking, you are talking, telling us how you are managing, it's very important. Continue teaching us and the younger generation. Then coming to talk of the ECR PF, I think karma is at play, standing in the way of karma. I see a lot of people who have their hands or their fingers bent. Because I've seen like the likes of JJ and the other ministers and other people. I think I can only appeal to PF to follow the advice from Nevers, where he said, just come and apologize. You see that things will turn around and start working in a way. And so, come, unless if the PF, when they still have a chance, let them apologize. And I'm sure maybe things might go the other way. Thank you very much. Otherwise, I'm enjoying your show.
Thank you. Hello?
Mr. Tayari, how are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm all right. I could hear that somebody almost kissed you off.
Dala. Kunsenda for one sender, I know for good for na ku send them fin. Go and send that to raise a prukutu. This is my forum na name Dala. Kui pompa. Tre. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. My comment is on former President ACL. I think on my end, I have so much respect for ACL as a former president, and also as an elderly person. But when it comes to politics, I think Edgar Lungu is the reason to the problem that PF is facing right now because of his cowardness. Otherwise, if he was brave enough, he was supposed to come out in the open area than he did to declare that his position in politics and also on PF presidency. So there's no another person that we can blame on this one, or PF to blame, apart from ACL and those people that are surrounding him. And there's no way Edgar Lungu can come back and win elections in Zambia as long as he's surrounding himself with the same people that made him lose those elections. So he is, they say it is so unwise for you to do the same things over and over, and then you expect to see different results. And that's exactly what the PF are doing. They are doing the same things over and over. They failed, and they are still coming back with the same strategy. Because of their arrogance, they do not want to learn from their mistakes.
Thank you, my brother.
Otherwise, keep it up and down.
Thank you. Hello? Hello? Hello?
And that's exactly what the PF are doing. They are doing the same.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Halo tayari muli bwanje?
Bwino bwanji.
Bwino tayari mkamba na mavuto.
Okay.
Tayari nifuna nimeuze kwa one thing and allow me to express myself just a bit. Hello?
Yes, Kambani.
So you were tayari. There was a time when you stood with the people. You were a voice of the voiceless. You were speaking for the poor people and everything.
Embekeza, pamene hapo. Yeah, embekeza. So hapa nikambira bandani. Hapa nikambira bandani. Yeah?
Let me answer you that. I'm not a politician.
Okay.
Let me answer you that. So, nini echurunga mwavera. So in Watari Monokambira Bantu, Bamini Bavutika, you are speaking the truth. So now, when you pay Ndiva misfeasing, they have done you so bad because you have a lot of cases and you are supporting illegalities. But the only thing
which illegality?
You had chance.
Okay, which illegality am I supporting?
All the illegalities that are happening.
Which one? Give me one. Which one?
Which
one?
Speak.
Which one? Mao Sampa. Una maboza iwe na iwe. Boza ni supporter. Wena iwe.
Because we are cases and manga. But if you choose to fight, why is you fighting in Why can't you just fight for the people? Because when you stand with the people, you are on the winning side.
Okay.
Why are you so scared like this? Coward.
Okay, Mvera. So you ndiwe uziwa fighting for people, ka?
Me, I'm not a politician.
Nifunza ati. Sina kufunza ati ndiwe politician, nakufunza ati. So iwe uziwa kusta fighting for people. Uziwa ka?
That means a politician.
Nikufunza. Uziwa. Do you know how to fight for people?
I don't want to be a president. I don't want to be a president. So you have to fight. But if you are with the people, you are on the winning side. Manje kutenye mna cha mdara itani school bad. Na chances you kala president yankala manje.
Nzanga kala president uzaona manje. Hello? Mkwai.
Bomba kuwe.
Abuna fe mkwai.
Mkwai. Na ifoto we comment ko page ya Isa. Ya Zambia. Wera turande pokoela.
Mkwai.
Na trawati. Atadi. Murebo kwati badaki mumbe wachiranda bwiro akoji mumbe personally. Wachiranda.
So imwe mwana nifo mwingachita. Umfweni. Nifo mwingachita. Kunje batu bajak mimbo bachirande batifi tefyo. Efo debate fire yaba. Imo kwa bati imo ku nga platform wachimona. Kwa bati bajak mimbo bachirande batifi tefyo. Mwamona.
Bati nende nara state kudia shide no batari. According ele mwapitiremo baraba kabwana na bashide isapanga ndipamye kwati bani 5. Mwali ilishanya sana.
Yes, nanombanda ilishanya. Nanombanda ilishanya.
But ishbana mila doko shape da shide.
Tapaba neko shape.
Kwa msupporta.
Tapaba neko shape.
Mwalitemwa koti wewe efa shape. Baraba kabwana wale focus amuko dio mwali panga ndipamye no bofri. Mwali baraba kofi. But according if you want to ilishanya mutalo Tanzania. Aimu mulikosi mutwadilile twadilile kwa tirishe.
Awe
imwe mwale ilishanya tamuchita konsi.
Moneni epo muli ewafe mwanko atamwe bantu. Mulanda ati fyonse fye esuminisha. Ati fyonse fye
nga wala wakabwala bashire ngirane panganda pamye.
Ni miebo ko bati lidieri ashi nanombande ilishanya. Nanombande ilishanya.
Nomba bakumya kwilisha muri lidieri ashi bana.
Buteko
bwaba kwi.
Watatana imuteni turi pishanya question lelo ndoloka. Buteko. Nomba okay.
Buteko bwaba kwi sapara ponze ninji. but aba bonse abapangira emirambo nikibaberekatira olubyo.
Okay, umfweni nomba. Nomba, filafia chitike tafia weme, te ifa fine. Tafia weme. Nomba de tafia weme. Tafia weme. Nomba de tafia.
Abana Zambia wote tabasikirimo. Kusa isane mkuti kusa tatete nyoto kesha mitengo. Gawa njirero lesha katu nao. Kwa sanga bati mtume na ngwatu kana tuoluseni. Beka tafe one time.
Nomba mone. So ifila tafia weme fya chitike panganda pamwe tafia weme. Ukufika na redu tafia weme na bala wanta babekete tachawa.
Nabera Zambia de but according what I know from the Paris Kirishku.
Leken ture lanshanya tumfwane wino. Inen if you yashmuletere ninsomino kwa tafia weme. No kufika na redu nda ikishanya. Ero kutina timwa wala bantu babatashanye babekata. Pantu instead of na imuleke ndande na imwe mulefa miputrolo ndondolo de pantu muna ntiringania. Tababe kata.
Kuturejero mulondolo kupena Zambia bo.
Okay. So hello?
Good evening, Mr. Taya.
Good evening. Hello?
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Thank you. This is Kefas.
Yes, what
Kefas here. Okay, so I want to liken you to a singer who has just confessed, who has repented, by the way. Then, after repenting, then he wants to be in forefront to preach the word, trying to give out, trying to be the one in front, preaching the word, when those that have been in the word are there following him, and they want to show him that, see, he just repented, and is now doing what he's doing. You may forget that maybe you may go back and join the sinners again. Situations sometimes differ. Another thing I want to tell you. By the way, may I follow you? And sometimes you speak things. Not really that sometimes you speak things that I don't want to hear. Not really that sometimes, but sometimes you really just speak things not as you see them. Sometimes when you just want to politics, that much I understand.
Yes.
The point I'm trying to put across is, when I know you criticize to some point the observation by the ZCCB, that is the Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops and whatever, about shrinking democracy. So I just want to talk about it a bit. You see, those people have been there. None of them of their age is your age. And I want to tell you that all of them are older than you. Probably, when there is a certain pattern of behavior in a person, you begin to say, maybe we may get something worse than this. And I also like what all I want to tell you, that when you say we can engage each other soberly and try to speak to each other as people that love each other. But look here, after you say that, you say politically, the people cannot end their wrangles using things unless they come with strategies, political strategies, in order for them to, as proof. Sometimes that can lead people to begin to resort to other means apart from pursuing legal means. At the same time, you say a lot of things sometimes, Mr. Tayari, but sometimes this lot of things your own right, because we have freedom of expression for sure. And any of us can say what all of us are.
I get your point. I'm just bringing in other callers. I got your point. Yes, my OTN, London 9. Chani Bagero. Hello? Bueno fair.
Hello.
Mkwai, London Mayo.
I'm yawe tulande komei matero shuga. Ime uchero bwacha bakirisha tayari kumulafe kulika list yakale pitana papa social media. So akoka list yako kale private balungu. Pale tumashina kwa ba MPF. Balungu bali ba president mu 2002. No balenga na ibukisha bwino. Pandu yo 2002 balera anda balungu twaina mu UPND. Babasata bayashi ebali ba president ba PF mamona nomba aba PF aba PF bali frasa na propaganda mamona malesa ni feed na abantu so iyo batulifadali iyo mukuyimona kwenu inenda nayimona taile moneka buchishinga buno bandu ili ya paper tapai na date stamp ya government nishi ya paper document ya chinelo ya bufi
Vameri
PF mwandi nawe sia propaganda
Vameri Matero Sugar. Umfweni. Pali 2022. Maido nalilo ndolorapo. Nalipangana ka video. Nga mwaroresha pa page pa mwandi. Mwalaka muna. Epo ndelo ndolora pali 2022. Ine pali 2022 tapali uwafya. Pali 2022 tapali uwafya. Uwafya buli 2022 ilia tabale ewo kweba ati 2022 ba Edgar bali ba president 2022 balela ndo kweba ati ba Edgar Lungu elo bali ba office bearer ba MPF but afterwards bali chingishe let me give you this example nga mwatampe nchito kuzesko okay ila mwengire nchito kuzesko kulia bala mirembo ko bati mwayingire nchito mu let's say 2020 teifyo mu 2020 mulia nchito mwayingira limbi ati ba receptionist okay then mu 2022 baisa mpromoter bale ba mi promoter baisa mibika ati sales lady no mbanga baisa mku checking mu 2022 bakalalanga ati nga bae bati position yaba Mary Matero Sugar ikalala ndati sales lady but no mbanga baipusha imyaka iyo mwajo ine company bushe yala abapo palia yala abani 2022 or 2023
manje apale papa
umfweni kaili umfweni ifyo ndeni yebo kwe bati balungu ngatwabika muishira imbi chilelango kwe bati balungu umwaka bayingire mu PF nokuba ba member ba trustee ba PF yali ni 2022 mwamona so but position baberelepo mu 2022 te abu president ile abu president ilelo but iyo bayingire tabali ba president
but nishta babele basata pali 2002 apandi pani iyo boili nishta barabari ngiro kuba kuti basata bali ba president ba PF mu 2002 but pali langati ba Edgar Lungu bali no president ba PF mu 2002
awe ngamangu mfucha wa Mary ba nkashia ndi mwala nkonkeni umfweni awe moneni nkashia ntamunkonkeli mwaingire nchito kuzesko umwaka mwaingira mu 2022 tefyo mwaingira ngaba receptionist mu 2022 emwaka mwambe nchito tefyo then apatwa mutuli mu 2023 tefyo nomba mu 2023 ba mi promoter mwasa bana ba director ba muzesko 2023 apa nimwe ba director nomba nga baisa fulemba baisa fumie chipepa each paper chenu pali position balalemba ati Mary Matero Sugar ni position ishakwete director taifa fine but nomba umwaka aingire nchito palaba umwaka nshi palaba umwaka wa 2023 na ngumwaka wa 2022
iyo 22 iyo mlelande inende konga ile pitana pa social media papali 2002
ndefo kaidi mumfuikishe kaidi efo ndefo ati mumfuikishe
so okay nomba umfweni twafuma ko komande nimbona kadoshe kambya kakati kali pali
but mwaumfu hapo ba Mary Matero mwaumfu aini okay
so mama ndefo ani mchiteko brief manjaka nimbona pa page ya Simon hapa pali akaleflota futi aka kuli umbiwa babikirepo pa machinari hapa batiena nanda tineshile fwa ndefo amufunyepo nechivishiri aboni ba PF
mwamoni ilio area shindeva ilio ba Mary Matero sugar area shindeva ati ilio ya shilio ilio ndeva ati apo pena po tetindandepo apo pena po nshilanda po apa palina pambepo bachilanda ba minister bachilanda na pali address pene tetindandepo mwamona so pali tuma issue jo utotuma issues to nenshimbi nayo nainde ngoko bati naichefya tetindande sana ifyo efende bati awe abenebe ngarondora tetindondora but pali 2022 nderondorola pali address tetindondorole pali uliolela ndati ina have never been a politician tetindondorole epo na apela ba Mary Matero sugar na totera yeah so that's what it is. Hello hello yes
Yes, this is Joseph Koda calling you from Mumbwa.
Yes, Joseph.
Yes, I've been following you, Mr. Tayali, and I've been enjoying your program.
Thank you.
Yes, and just many callers have said, indeed, you are analyzing issues with some critical reasoning, of which we appreciate. But in most let me say cases, you are kind of one-sided, and the one-siding you are getting is kind of being an attack on the opposition in the way you are carrying the matters, and also passing on, I can say, the judgments. So like just the previous caller, I heard you explain how the 2002 issue and everything came in. It was well explained to such an extent that you can see to say it's in the interest of us people that follow you, us people that of course want the good, want good for the country. So now I just want to mention one thing that you should also have in mind, especially you being in a position of where you can speak and it can be heard. Every one of us out here can voice out, can do it, but unfortunately we can't be heard, just like you are privileged yourself.
Yeah.
On the part of foul play or maybe something not being right, it's open and in the daylight. You can just observe within yourself so many actions that officials have taken that are questionable. I'll tell you, for instance, the action of the speaker, Madam Nelly Muti. You could see to say it was on impulse, or even on a thing that is not yet clear, but she decided to act on impulse and everything had to work on like that. That gives us doubt, gives us questions. We begin to question, where is this or this? The other thing again, you can see how incidents started unfolding just after the Mouse Samba issue. Maybe let me say just the Mouse Samba drama. things started unfolding in such a way that the government had sudden interest in the opposition matters. Hence, all those things are what we would like to hear from a person that is standing neutral, as you claim to be. I don't know if I'm making a mistake or what, but I feel you want to stand neutral on all these issues. You are not opposition, you are not, but you want to stand neutral and follow what is supposed to be done. Hence, if it's that position you are taking, I believe you shouldn't be, of course, be one-sided and just form up issues which will be more like an attack on the opposition. The other thing we can say is, yes, we know that there are a lot of issues or maybe feelings accompanied with the coming back of ECL, and we appreciate that even the majority of people out here or even on the ground, we can see having different views, different feelings. But again, you understand to say Zambia has had some benefits, so people of Zambia benefit when there is the opposition that is so strong, when there is opposition that is organized, when there is the opposition that has the potential of coming into power. That's when we benefit from. I can take you back in 2021, just like it
please
happened.
be summarized, because I've actually given you time because you are making sense. But please try to conclude.
All right. Okay. I can just mention one case. Like in 2021, we saw when PFO was pressured by a certain opposition that was so strong. We saw some, loan restructuring where civil servants had to be paid for and all those. So those are some of the things that we are concerned, and we would want to have a functioning opposition that would help us to keep balance and check of of course, the ruling party. I think I'll rest my case with that.
Just hold on, because you have made so much sense. For example, you have said, like, I seem to be biased when it comes to, let's say, the issue of Mao Sampa.
Yes.
When you are speaking to people that are of, both sides, okay, they will all take, you have to speak in such a way that, you try to be neutral. But in certain cases, people want you to say, no, you just go one way. When you want to be neutral, you need to give both sides of the conflicts. In this case, for example, when you talk about the speaker, the reaction of the speaker, you don't just have to look at it from the point of view of the opposition. You also have to explain on the side of the speaker. You have to.
Of course.
So that, because you can't just say, no, the speaker was wrong, and you end there. No. There might be something that the speaker was looking at. They might be.
Okay.
So, for example, let me finish, because I'm doing this for the benefit of also other people. So, in terms of that situation, yesterday I took some time to explain. From the speaker's point of view, the speaker is not an investigator. He's not an investigator. So much as you can say, no, but all of us saw that this was fake and everything. But you see, from the point of view of the speaker is not an investigator. When a letter is presented to her, it is not up to her to start investigating. That is on her side. On her side. And her accepting that letter is not illegal.
Yes.
It's not illegal. So when people are saying, no, she has abrogated the Constitution. No, she hasn't. She hasn't. But do I agree with it? I don't agree with it, yes. I don't agree with it. But I have to give the other side. I don't agree with it. But I also have to give her side. And people at the end of the day must make a judgment.
just let me what I can just say, Mr. Tayari, is like you said, for example, on the issue of where the PF took the case for Mao Sampa to court. You mentioned something to say the court said, wait, we can't pass on a judgment like as of now, an immediate, meaning they couldn't make a judgment on an immediate effect. Yes. Why couldn't she also do the same? Because of the confusion that was around the issue.
Wait a minute.
Just that.
Wait a minute. So you are saying, why didn't she wait? In other words, you are saying, if it were you, this is what you would do, isn't it?
Yes, just like the court did in the first case.
Exactly. The point is, from your point of view, that is what you would do, isn't it? But is that the only way?
Of course, in such a case, it's the best way I can say.
No, look,
it's the best way, of course, Mr. Terry, because even now we can appreciate the court, even though
my brother,
we feel like they are delaying.
My brother.
But we can appreciate the court to say they are trying to get enough information so that they'll make a ruling that will be appreciated at the end of it.
My brother, yes. You are right. You are saying from your point of view, that is the best way, isn't it? From your point of view. But you must give respect to another person, that another person might see it differently. And this is where we have a problem in terms of democracy. Because we always think that my way is the best way and the only way. That is not right in a democracy. That is not right in a democracy. My way is the best way and the only way. No, there could be another way. And that other way is the way that the speaker chose. You don't agree with it, but that is the way that the speaker chose. Should you start insulting the speaker because she chose another way different from yours?
No, we are not.
That is my point.
We are saying choosing a way that is in the interest of, let's say, the majority.
No, but that is debatable. What measure are you using that to say it is the majority? What measure? What measure?
No, just I gave you a point where you mentioned something about the court, how they handled the case where PF took Mao Sampa to court on the swindling of whatever they did, the convention and stuff. That's what the court decided to do, and we appreciate what they did.
Listen, my man. The speaker.
I'm getting you.
Listen, the speaker actually followed what the court said. The speaker followed what the court said.
Wasn't it the letter?
No, the speaker followed what the court said. The court, I am engaging you for the benefit of many other people out there. And listen very carefully. Okay. Listen to understand. What happened?
Okay.
What happened was that when Mao's had that conference of his, the PF went to court and said, Mao's is not the president. He shouldn't masquerade as a president. Okay? Stopping yes. Mao's from acting as president. Okay?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
This is what PF did. And Mao's went back to court and said, who are these who have said that I can't act as the president? And then, they looked at the court document. He said, it's Nakachinda and Given Rubinda. Then Mao said, these are not leaders for PF. Because there is already a court case where I am saying they are not leaders. And Mao Sampa showed the court. He showed the evidence that Given Rubinda was already challenged as a leader. So then the court said, so this person who is coming here to say he's a leader is also challenged, is not a leader. So in this case, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and act as president. That's what the court did. And that is what the speaker based herself on. The court said, Mao's, you can go ahead, continue. So the speaker was right. Have you followed me?
followed you. Okay, can I just also ask just one more question in conclusion?
Ask.
Can you see the difference in the attention being given to the cases? For example, the case that can be brought about by Mr. Sampa, and also the case that can be brought up by the other faction in PF. Are you seeing the difference in the attention they are being given?
You have to be specific. Which case is PF bringing, which is not receiving attention? Which case?
No, of course, like you can
Which
just
case?
see.
Which case? Which case? Give me one case. Give me one case which is not being given attention by the PF. Which case?
I can just say, okay, let's just say the first case, which was
case?
The PF saying.
Which case?
The PF saying Mao Sampa should not portray as the president of PF. And also the same where you are saying Mao Sampa actually went and said they had already challenged that. You can see some action being taken with
Wait a minute,
my
young man. I'm taking my time with you because I can see you have got some reasoning. The first case, when you talk about courts, the first case is Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa was suspended. When Mao Sampa was suspended, he went to court and he said, you people have no powers to suspend me because you are not legitimate leaders for PF and you are not supposed to act as leaders of PF. He filed an injunction. An injunction meaning given Lubinda and the Nixon Chilangwa, they were not supposed to act as leaders. So the first case is Mao's going to court. Next case is PF going to court and saying Mao's should not act as the president. And what did the court do? The court were very quick to give them an injunction to say, Mao's, you should not act as president. But then Mao's went back and said, there is already a case where I'm saying these are not leaders and here are the papers. So tell me from the court point of view, how did the court ignore the case of the PF? Because when they went to court, they were given an injunction. And Mao Sampa was there even before. And Mao Sampa even sued for contempt because when Given Lubinda was told, stop acting, he continued acting. And Mao Sampa even went and complained to the court. And that case is still going on. So where is the court bias there?
No, with that on the issue you've just explained, yes, I can see there's of course some attention being given to both sides.
They were given. The courts didn't do anything wrong. If anything, the one who should be complaining is Mao's, because Mao's. Do you remember when Mao's was suspended? It's a long time, isn't it?
Yes.
But up to now, his case has not been concluded. But PF, when did PF go to court? It is recent. So really...
Yeah, it is recent.
The problem that we have, my young man, why I've even taken all this time, it is because most of the times we don't have enough information. And we react on propaganda. The people that are giving this information, they give this information so that you start thinking that, no, the court is not acting properly. But frankly speaking, me who you are throwing stones at, I'm actually giving you an objective point of view from a very informed position. Mao's went to court first and said, Given Lubinda should not act as president. He went first.
And that case was never given a final ruling.
No, it hasn't been given a final ruling. So it hasn't been given a final ruling. Do you think it was right for Given Lubinda to go and swear an affidavit to say I'm the leader of PF? Mao's is not the leader. Do you think it was right?
No, it wasn't in that case, having the fact that there was a pending issue.
Exactly.
I just don't know.
And that's what happened. And that's what happened. And when the court said, you are already questioned. So we are going to bring back that order. Bring it back. And when it was brought back, Mao Sampa continued acting as the president. And now, go to the speaker now. What do you think the speaker should do? Mao's, the court has said, Mao's, you can go ahead. Go ahead. And Mao Sampa writes a letter, takes it to the speaker. What do you think the speaker should do?
If it's just now that I'm learning to say actually the court was involved in that.
Yes.
With the information that we had on the ground was the fact that the appointed SG by Mao Sampa was the one that wrote the letter commanding, of course, or maybe telling me the speaker to change, of course, office bearers and all those. But having the fact that you are mentioning in the court being involved and all those things,
the speaker even mentioned. Yes, the speaker even said it to say the court has allowed Mao Sampa to continue because when they removed the vocation, the order, it meant that Mao's can continue. And the speaker said
so so you are saying the injunction that was initially produced was removed?
Yes. Yes. It was removed because it was sworn by who? It was sworn by Given Luwinda, who was challenged. Mao Sampa had already complained to court to say, this one is not the leader for PF, but is the one that sold an affidavit and took it to court to say, no, I'm the leader of PF. This one is not the leader of PF. Then the court says, but you have already been challenged. No, bring back that order. And the speaker said it to say, what am I supposed to do? Because the court has not stopped Mao's. The order has been reversed. That is the situation.
I don't know. Do you have the legitimate information on the position of all these? I don't know, because
my young man, I've given you what is obtaining the truth. What you have heard here is nothing but the truth. It is just what it is. Thank you very much. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes. First of all, let me start with the issue of Bajak Mwimbo. Bajak Mwimbo, it's a wrong timing to, he is refusing that she has not been filed the chief registrar of society, Madam Diwe. But it's a wrong timing, considering what is happening with the Rangos in PF and what she did. Okay, because they came out so furious on the issue of the list she gave the council for PPF.
Wait a minute, my brother. What are you not agreeing with the minister?
It's the way he came out on the issue of releasing the list of the PF officers.
How did he come out? Be specific. What are the issues that he brought out? Be specific. What is it that Bajak Mwimbo said which you think this was not right? I've lost that caller. Hello? Hello? Yes, please. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm quite my London mkwa.
Pale kijali kisijama ama official za PF ya official katika china ni wa so pale before wa Edgar Lungu na president ambayo sasa hipo pale ya paper
ati
that before pale ya paper ya official ya so before Edgar Lungu na amekusa tawa ipo pale ya paper ya official
epo bali
Everybody. So umuntu ngafa kufunyapo.
Exactly.
Okay, alenga guys ko.
Ba guys ko nawe ina bali fumine po mu 2001 mu 2021.
Mndonde ntwali wali fumine.
Bali fumine po
okay, number so kali wa Davis kulele tawata na wali fumine. Na wetu kalu. Atay Davis muira na wetu kalu na wali fumine.
Edgar Lungu bali chitire resign but bali ikatirire iliya position kupakira efira mwa umfire nalela ndoko bati ba Edgar Lungu tabachita resign tabaleka pantu kupaka ku register of societies eko baba ba Edgar Lungu nga balafwayo kuleka ama politics nga bali fuma bo pali realist nomba bali chikatirire Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Mr. Charlie, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you so very much. Calling from Woodlands.
Yes.
Yes, we are following your program so very well.
Thank you.
You know, the problem is that people are judging you too quickly without analyzing what you are putting on the table, what you're trying to bring up for them to see. You know, it's an open advice that you're bringing to the opposition who are doing things in a wrong way. It's not that you are in support of some wrong things that the current government may be doing. No. Some wrong things you criticize.
Yes.
But it's like people are used to the kind of violent politics of lawlessness, even when someone is wrong and come to want to be defended by innocent people politically, people take it like that is the way it's supposed to be done in Zambia, which is very wrong. That is very wrong. If people are committing crimes, let them be answerable. You see, and it's not good whereby you see, like as at now, yes, the current president is trying so hard, and I know certain things are not going so well to our expectations. But I think if we compare certain things the way things used to be in previous regime, I think we are better off. We are better off. So let people analyze these things critically. Let them not be used with that mindset of violent politics of, insults and all those things. No. Okay? And they should not judge you quickly. No, I think that is not right. Where you are saying the truth, let the truth be defended.
Yeah.
Okay, so we really appreciate you, Mr. Tari. And this man who is just from Corporal, I think he came out on the court to the public without having a proof of what he's talking about. You know, certain issues, when they are still in the court, they are still being dealt. You need to have critical information before you start arguing with people on the media.
Yeah.
Because they'll be finding themselves in situations which are awkward. At last, you start learning. That's what it is. I didn't know. You see?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's good you have the information before you argue, before you talk about it. Like the way you understood them, the way you analyzing, and everyone will be like, this is how it is. People are used to propaganda information.
Yeah.
We really appreciate. Please continue shedding the light, and we'll continue working hard as we can to make sure that we move the country to the next level as we can.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello?
Hello, good evening, President.
Good evening.
Yes, I've been following you. I just want to state one or two things. Because from the minister's position, the minister once stated or posed the question to the journalist saying, the registrar of society is represented, or the lawyer of the registrar of society is the attorney general.
Yes.
When she received that document from the lawyer, what she was supposed to do was to submit it to the lawyer, then get guidance from the lawyer.
Exactly.
Which she never did.
Exactly.
Which she never did. Then the minister posed the question to the journalist. If you were in the position of the government, you have employed someone, she receives a document without consulting you. Then she takes her own decision. Secondly, the minister said, since there is no court order, meaning whoever had gone to the registrar of society gave false information, lied to a civil servant to say there is this from court, giving false information. Secondly, the minister said, since there was no order, or the purported order that said that document was supposed to be surrendered to court, where questions will arise. Now, since that document wasn't submitted to the court, it was given to the lawyer of the opponent. Where has it ever happened? Then I would go back to our former head of state. You had guided by saying you had issues or you have issues with court. You sat down and reflected your life, said, I should reconcile with people to settle matters outside the court. And you are no longer being picked. I would go to the former head of state. If you look at that day, when he came direct from court, went to the secretariat where he was blocked, went to the headquarters. You mean he doesn't know protocol? There were no advance party who would go before him to find out what the situation was. Now, because there are people that are misleading him, giving him, riding on it, they want to use him as a shield. Or as a bulletproof. If you go back even in the Bible, when David was told there is Goliath, he asked, what will be the payment of someone who would defeat Goliath? He never just came out to say, no, because I have strength, I can go and defeat Goliath. No. He asked, what am I going to be given? As you have given advices to former leaders and former ministers, they are just power hungry, thinking they are still in power.
Thank you, my brother. Thank
Yet
you.
They are no longer in power.
Thank you. Hello?
Sorry, my phone just went off.
Okay.
So, I was saying, the way Wajaki came out on this matter, as we have done in psychology, you can tell that the man was so upset, and he showed it to the public to say the man was so upset just because the chief registrar gave that list of the office bearers for Patriotic Front to the lawyer. Okay, he was not supposed to come in the manner that he did, even to start explaining, no, there is no court order which compelled her to do that. What is his interest in the matters of the PF? His interest must be with running the government and the UPND, because he's a member of the UPND. He's not a member of the PF. So he should have left that to the PF and the Registrar of Society and the courts of law to deal with that.
But wait a minute just there. He's the Home Affairs Minister, and the Registrar of Society falls under his ministry, and he was responding to what was in the public domain. He's a politician elected by the people, and if people are talking about an issue, it is his job to come out and clarify matters. And he clarified matters. What did he clarify? He clarified to say, number one, that lady has not been fired. That is number one. Number two, he said that there was no court order. There was no court order. Number three, he pointed out that that letter was not supposed to be given to the lawyers of the opponent. What that lady should have done is to ask, because the matter is in court, and if the matter is in court, if somebody comes asking for documents, she was supposed to consult the Attorney General, who is the lawyer for government and for the Registrar of Societies. But she didn't do that. So the minister was clarifying these points. I don't think there was anything wrong. That is his job, is to clarify matters. That is his job.
I don't have any issue if I don't the matter of she has been fired. The only issue I have there is that it's a wrong timing, considering.
But when was it going to be a right time? When was it going to be? When was it going to be a right time? Did you see how the public was talking about that later yesterday? Did you see it? It was everywhere. So at which point was the minister going to come in? Because we were discussing that later. We were discussing that list. So at which point was the minister going to come in?
After all this is being dealt with.
I don't know. Anyway, I respect your opinion, but from my opinion, I think the minister did a very right thing to intervene in the situation. That is my point of view. You have your point of view.
Okay.
I respect that.
All right, thank you.
Go to the next point.
I heard you saying, no, the speaker was you were arguing with that guy. Okay, the speaker was wrong. Why was she wrong? First of all, she seems to be responding to one party and neglecting what is coming from the other party. So, if there is that confusion, it could have been better for her to keep the status quo and wait for these matters to be concluded in the courts of law. Because she's very much aware that these matters are contested in the competent court. So she could have kept the status quo until these matters are resolved. So in the manner that she did, she seems to be biased and she seems to be used, or to just be, she seems like she's being given directives on how she should proceed on these matters. So she could have kept the status quo and wait for these matters to be tabled out. Okay? So she was totally wrong. And things which are happening in this country is totally wrong. So those who are ready to fight, let them keep on fighting. We can't have the government or the party in power, not really the government, the party in power using government institutions to do politics on its behalf. It's better for me to face UPND cadres, because I know that I'll defend myself, than facing the police, doing all injustice to me, violating my human rights as a civilian. No, that's unacceptable. Okay, that's why we are saying the speed at which the democracy is diminishing in this country is so alarming. And if the voices are kept quiet or silenced, like they have managed to silence you because you are a thorn in their flesh. You are speaking out to the matters. Now they have managed to silence you, to give you cowardice advisors to say, no, look after your family, what and what. Just to instill fear in you so that you stop keeping this government in check, okay? But let those who are fighting keep on fighting, protesting. It's enshrined in our constitutional right to protest, okay? It's nothing wrong. We can protest as long as it's peaceful. We are aware of our laws, okay? So we can't have the government which is so eager to shut the voices which are speaking against the injustice they are causing and their failures. Even calling them failures to whom it's an insult. They call the police on you. What is that? So let many voices come out and speak about it, what is going on. It's not right. It's not correct. We can't be living in fear. Okay.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Final at last. Hope you're doing well.
Yes.
Just about two contributions to make. One is about the speaker, because most of the people are attacking the speaker, but if most people followed what you have been talking about here from some time back in January, when you started calling Mr. Lungu to come out, before the death of Tutwa, you were calling for Mr. Lungu to come out and take a bit of PF. But Mr. Lungu never wanted to do so. Then it came the issue whereby Mao Sampa was suspended, and otherwise you came out and you spoke about that. You told Mr. Lungu to take up leadership and sort out the mess. He never did so. Until Mao Sampa went to court, there was that injunction which he obtained. After obtaining that injunction, Mr. Lubinda appointed Nakachinda as an SG of PF. After appointing Nakachinda as an SG for PF, Nakachinda started calling shots, and Sampa went back to the court and he cited him for contempt. Mr. Lubinda, at that time, Nixon was in jail.
Yes.
Thereafter, Nakachinda started writing to the speaker. Mao Sampa decided to write to the speaker against taking instructions.
Yes.
Because Nakachinda was appointed by somebody
who was barred from acting,
who was facing contempt of court and barred from acting.
Yes.
And if you go to Mao Sampa's page, there is a letter which was written by the clerk from the speaker explaining why the clerk hasn't been taking instructions from Nakachinda.
Yes.
The speaker explained in that letter that it was sent on the 2nd of November. The speaker explained that as the status quo is, the speaker will never take any instructions from Nakachinda because Nakachinda was appointed by Given Lubinda, who is facing an injunction and a court contempt. As it stands, he cannot take any instructions from there. That letter is in the public domain.
Yes.
And when the speaker was giving ruling, the day he was announcing Chavinga as a leader of opposition, he explained again that looking at the status quo of what is happening in court, as it stands, the legitimate SG is in Ngona.
Yes.
And as it stands, he has received instructions from the SG who is in Ngona, and he has no part in partisan politics. He only instructions, and he acted according to those instructions which he received from the party, and the PF protested. All this, if these people, they did listen to you, what you are telling them from some time back before Tutwa died, this thing wouldn't have been there, the country would have been quiet. But the way they are going, they're forum shopping with their lawyers, and coming to social media, at the end of the day, they are wasting time. The best way which you have said is that they are supposed to fight Mao's out of court, not running to court. Because immediately, even if they go to court, they get another injunction. There is another injunction which Mao's had put there, which is stopping everything, whatever they want to do. It's referring back to them with a case for Lubinda and the like. At the end of the day, they'll be realizing it will be the issue of Edgar, Lungu, Nakachinda, the time they were destroying MMD with Never Smooth. That case came to a rest in 2020. And where is MMD today? It's nowhere. This is the same route they are going.
Exactly.
So these people, they're just wasting their time. If they are listening to you, they should just recall all withdraw all the cases, start fighting Maos politically. If they fight Maos politically, at the end of the day, Maos won't have any stance. Actually, they can even go for another convention and elect another president.
They can impeach Maos. They can impeach Maos. They can impeach Maos. They have the numbers. They have the numbers. They can impeach Maos.
That's the only solution. Because as it stands, Mao hasn't expelled anyone from the party. So they've got all the solutions than fighting the people in government. By the time they are fighting the people in government, all of them, by the end of the year, due to the noise they're making, looking at the cases, these guys, they are receiving sort of sympathy. They will all be sent to jail. They will stay for 1 month like Chagwa stayed for 1 month. By the time Chagwa was coming out, he became quiet. And jail doesn't play. Just even being picked, put in the police van behind, being locked for 2 hours, you feel as if it's 3 years. Yeah. They'll be sent for 100 days that they remain in prison. By the time they'll be coming out, they'll be quiet like Chagwa. The Maos would have succeeded and there'll be no PF. Have a blessed night.
You know, let me say, before you just go, I'm grateful because you have run through things as they are. Some people just come here to argue. They don't have the information. You have the information. How chronologically, how things have happened. I don't understand why people are even arguing. No, thank you very much, my brother. Hello? Yes, yes. Bueno, from kwa.
Okay, na totela. Na yana tafa okuranda kusaba tayari. Namu kumufirose.
Wangu kumufirose.
Wale ni shupa abantu baba. Asema na kwa kita text kwa teni ko ene dimu ya kukuta mkatia. Ndia.
Yeah, please contribute.
Why? Okay. Why am I saying so? I don't blame our condemn by UPND because long time ago you have been advising by Edgar to come out. All this predicament that we are going through, you had told them already. Mama, Chimona got to make a boy now. What because I'm fine. Now the opponents are trying by all level means to score. And then what's about back pass? You see? And then left man wabo I started to say English. Say they are quite a bola face English there. There is that chance to English. I like isn't it? Because why have I said so? Mwalimu started about this. If they had listened all these cries that they are crying today, and then if the mouth is the word, sin is not okay. And then I'm not feeling okay. You have a family that is insulting you, I think this time you try to drive away from talking direct 5 minutes.
It's okay, Mwana. Insults are part of us. Hello? Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, so I've been following your discussion. I just want to highlight that it's like the issue of changing the leader of opposition has even made the PF to lose focus on the important issue. What they need to know is, for example, when you are a teacher of a classroom and another teacher has taken over that classroom by force and changes the class monitor, for you to solve the issue, to get back the class from that teacher.
Yes.
Then you can change the monitor again. Because if you then focus on, the monitor is not supposed to be the one, you are not going to manage to do anything. So they should focus on maybe getting the party for Mao Sampa.
Yes.
Because that is enjoying. And because the focus, the discussion has now changed to Brian Mundubile and the new leader of the opposition. So Avena Mundubile, they are in a classroom, and at the moment, the class teacher is Mao Sampa. So let them focus on changing the class teacher. Then they can focus on rearranging the pupils in that class. To me, I think that is the logical thing to do.
Absolutely. I agree with you totally. And that is actually my point of view. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
And there are ways that that PF can do that. The problem is that they seem to be, narrow-minded, for lack of a better term. They seem to be narrow-minded. They're just focusing on, these small fights. Instead of focusing on the bigger picture, they need to get PF away from Mao Sampa. And there are many ways that they can do that, other than just relying on the courts. They can do something. I mean, I told them, read your constitution. Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Tayari.
Good evening.
Yeah. Anyway, nice topic. I just wanted to ask one question. Who appointed Given Luvinda as acting president?
It was Edgar Lungu.
Okay. So if Edgar Lungu appointed Given Luvinda, so meaning that Given Luvinda has got powers to appoint someone else, isn't it?
Well, that is questionable. That is questionable. It's debatable. It's debatable.
Why are you saying that is questionable?
The PF constitution says it's the president, not the acting, the president.
Yeah, but still more, the constitution for PF said the president has got the power to appoint someone or not to appoint someone, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So Given Luvinda was given a power, a mandate to the President Edgar Lungu to say that no, you be acting president.
Okay.
So all the activities for PF run it. So what's wrong with that if you want to appoint someone?
Okay. Listen. Let's agree. Let me agree with you that Given Luvinda has all the powers to do whatever it is. Okay?
Yes.
So you and I, we agree. But Mao Sampa did not agree. And because he didn't agree, wait a minute. He didn't agree. When he didn't agree, Mao Sampa went to court. And when he went to court, he got an injunction to stop Given Luvinda from acting. Mao Sampa has an order from court to stop Given Luvinda from acting as president. Wait a minute. Wait, you and I want to ask you a question.
All right.
So, Mao Sampa does not agree. He went to court. He got an order. And that order still stands. The question that I want to ask you, with the court order that is there, can Given Luvinda appoint someone?
With that court order? No.
There it is.
Someone.
There it is. And that is a situation. Yes. And that is a situation which the court addressed.
Can I ask you another? Yes. Can I ask you another question? Who appointed Mao Sampa to be a committee member from PF?
It was Given Luvinda.
Yes. So meaning that he recognized Given Luvinda, that position that was given, but he didn't recognize SG to be appointed by Given Luvinda.
Yes, my brother. The point is, all that happened. Listen, my brother. The point is, all that happened before the court order came in. All that happened before the court order. Mao Sampa was appointed before the court order. But Nakachinda was appointed after the court order. You get the point? So the issue here is that as we speak, Given Luvinda was barred by the court to act as a acting president for PF. He was barred. There is a court order. As we speak.
No, let's wait and see.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's wait and see. Wait and see. Thank you.
But I like this interaction. I like this interaction. It's good that we're able to interact like this. Hello.
Yes, my brother.
Yes, sir. It has been a while. How are you?
I'm good. I'm fine. I'm watching the drama that is going on in PF. Where people.
Oh, sorry. Please go again. Hello? Hello?
Hello, President, Edgar.
Bueno, Feshana.
Bueno, vale, mi posa bene Ibrahim Traore.
Oh, yes, Mwema Burkina Faso. Yeah. Hey.
Vale, mi posa wakamba. Abantu aba understanding. Mune elondolola. Mwalondolola esitufire okuta. Efo bali firo ku understand. Efo bali firo ku grass for, you know. Ebintu fikiria hapa. Nei lava kamba bafuma pa baleleta pwe. Ya kwa bati yo mao sampa bali mchita point kuli given ubinda. Achita accept. Okay. Afumina. Ini moral issue. It's a moral issue. It can't stand mugoti. Ati yo alisumine. Nikakuchira point yo wa iligo. Walisumina. Numba hapa wakana. Taita imini na mukoti. Imini na mukoti. But if you understand, I think you can say you can condole the thing.
Yo, na totera. Makasika wakomfwe. Hello?
Yes, Secretary.
Yes.
Yeah. Me all this, whatever is happening, I don't want to comment much. I just want to ask you, what's your position? The Minister of Home Affairs was addressing the country. And he went on to say that purported data did not come from his office. But the Registrar of Society has been redeployed. Later again, in his own statement, he said, why did she produce that data to Makebi Zulu instead of the court? What do you understand? How do you understand it?
Thank you very much, my brother. And let me explain. From my point of view, I think Honorable Jack Mwimbu was very clear in his statement. First of all, Jack Mwimbu said, the redeployment is not just based on that list. He said it. It is not just based on this list. He spoke of, there have been other things that have been happening. And one of the things that have been happening, he pointed to the issue of MMD. If you remember the history very well, you will remember that there was a time when Felix Mutati staged what Mao Sampa staged. Mao Sampa, Felix Mutati and Nakachinda, by then, they had their they had their convention and they elected Felix Mutati and Nakachinda as Secretary General. And within 24 hours, the names at the Registrar of Societies were changed. So, but Jack Mwimbu did allude to that. Then he also mentioned that there are things that are happening at Registrar of Societies which are finding themselves in the public domain. And one of those issues, if I can give an example, is actually the letter of deployment. The letter of deployment, that one, it's confidential. I'm sure you have seen it. It's confidential. So it must have been given straight to her. So how did it find itself in the public domain? And then the third issue.
Before you continue, that letter came in even before the purported letter, but he refuted to say this letter is not coming from his ministry. Yet he's also saying, why would she give this letter to Makebi instead of the court?
No, listen. What? No, it didn't. The minister did not say the letter did not come from the Registrar of Societies. The minister acknowledged that that letter came from the Registrar of Societies. But the circumstances under which it came out is what is questionable. And because of that, is also looking at it to be fraud. Because, for example, by the fact that you go to a bank and you come out with a check it doesn't necessarily mean that that check is legitimate. You could have gotten the check, you could have even stolen it. You could have even stolen it. You work in the bank, but you steal the check and give it to somebody. So the minister was very clear, and I didn't see any ambiguity or contradiction in what the minister said.
You're the most objective public guy I know. The minister is saying, maybe for once more, listen to me. The minister said that letter is questionable.
Yes.
Because of the names, the way names are appearing, the letter is questionable.
Yes.
And he's also asking for the authenticity of that letter.
Yes.
Does it mean there's another letter or another printout which have different office bearers that is there?
It's possible.
Because from the look of things, trying to say what it was printed out is not what is there.
It is possible. Is there
anything different from that?
That is possible. That is possible.
It's under whose authority? If there's another printout, that printout is under whose signature? Because the same register of society can't have two printouts with different names. Meaning that's anarchy.
Well, anyway,
these people, these ladies are not given a chance to explain themselves.
Yeah, it's true. I wish they could explain themselves, and that's why the minister said it would have been better handed in court, so that in court she can explain. That's what the minister said.
Yeah. But the minister said this is a coincidence that we wanted to transfer and the letters leaked. Then the last one, Mr. Chushatari, the PS for Central Province, appeared on an interview and used sarcastic language to the caller. That
was not good. That was very bad. That was very bad. I mean, he's a leader. He shouldn't come out like that. That was very, very bad.
He's even saying these people understand well.
No, that was very bad. That was very bad. Anyway, thank you very much. Anyway, I think let me end here. We have had a good time. Thank you very much for all the people that have participated. I've enjoyed the program, actually. I've enjoyed the program. I've enjoyed the interaction. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We look forward to another engagement. We will see what will bring. Otherwise, I'm very happy. And just to wrap it up, basically what we have been talking about is that, we are not in a liberation. We are in a democracy, plural democracy, with elected leaders in position. There are those that are ruling who are elected by the people, and there are those of us who are in the opposition. We are supposed to offer checks and balances as those of us who are in the opposition. But as we do this, can we do it in a manner that we not aggravate the situation? That we do not aggravate the situation, that we do not demean those who are in power, that we do not sabotage the government, but we do it in such a way that we can develop the country. And I know that there are some people that are looking forward to President Edgar Lungu to come back, and some of them, they are taking kind of a militant or almost like an anarchical way, thinking that, there can be an appraisal where Edgar Lungu can be lifted and said, here is the leader that we want. I am telling you that I don't think that can happen. Why can't it happen? Because we have a government in place. We have a government in place, and this government is quite strong. This government is quite strong. You can use whichever ways, this government is quite strong. If you want to fight, you can fight. If you want to fight, you can fight. But be very careful that you don't end up in trouble, especially on account of Edgar Lungu. Because Edgar Lungu, I've been there. Edgar Lungu, by himself, he doesn't have the capacity to fight. Edgar Lungu is not helpful. Me, I was there. I was there. I mean, At the end of the day, I didn't even have lawyers. I didn't even have lawyers at the end of the day. Because really, the lawyers that were helping me were just helping me voluntarily. They were not being paid. And you know, when the lawyers are not being paid, it becomes very difficult. You go to court, you find that a lawyer is not there. Then you start calling lawyers. Are you coming? Are you coming? That is not very good. So, if myself, with all that propaganda that I did for Edgar Lungu, I couldn't get in sufficient help. What about some of you? Do you think you get that help? I doubt. Then, apart from that, by Edgar Lungu, we want him to come back. Because of what? Because we are saying minimum is expensive, fuel is expensive, electricity is expensive, whatever, all these things. The question that I'm putting up is that, is Edgar Lungu giving us the solution to say, this is what I'm going to do? Is he giving us those solutions? I really doubt. Not that I doubt, I don't have, because even when he was in government, I didn't see him coming up with certain policies that these are Edgar Lungu policies. The legacy that we talk about, it is Michael Sata's legacy. The infrastructure development, it is Michael Sata who set those things in motion. So let us be very, very careful when we are pushing this agenda. And for those who are surrounding Edgar Lungu and whatever, the senior leaders, I am saying be very careful with the way you engage. Be very careful with the way you engage. Yes, you are big politicians. You have got the following and everything. But don't dare the government. You are not in power. And some of you have got issues that, you know, it will be very easy for our police to pick on anything and take you on. You have got issues in your closets. They say he who comes to Equity must come with clean hands. So when you are talking too much, don't take politics as an insurance for your prosecution, because you will still be prosecuted even if you are a politician. And to you citizens, you must be able to differentiate politics and pure crime. Because when there is a crime, it's a crime. It doesn't matter. You can be a politician, you can be anything. But if there is a crime, there is a crime. And instead of being so pompous and arrogant, in some of these cases, you better take a humble position. And even engage those who are in power. Even the DPP engage. Where you can, you know, negotiate your way. Or even ask for forgiveness. Because some of these cases that some of my friends are facing, they are very dangerous cases. There are cases that we will see some of them in jail. Especially very soon, some of these cases will be closing up. And we will be seeing a number of them being jailed. So please, be very careful. I am sounding a warning. I'm speaking like a prophet. Because some of these politicians soon will be finding themselves guilty. And you might better off negotiating your way. And I say this, I don't want to mention, to be specific. I say this even with my Edgar Lungu, that there are some cases, particularly some cases, which don't look good. And I wish he would take a humble position and start engaging. Even if it comes to losing money to compensate some people, I would rather he does that. Because at the end of the day, when some of the members of the families are jailed, I don't think it will be very good. So that has been my discussion. And I said, even this issue of Mao Sampa, I wish they would take a more reasonable approach than fighting Waneri Muti, fighting government. They might take a better approach than what is currently going on. Because with what is going on, PF might be a closed shop in a very near future. PF might be a closed shop in a very near future if they don't use reason, if they continue using these emotions and daring government as if they are in power. They are not in power. This has been our discussion for tonight. Tomorrow, we'll pick on something else. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for calling in. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. Good night.